This is the Negro Ninja, and today we're going to talk about the advantages of being saved versus being a reprobate. And hopefully, you're going to learn how to determine who may be a reprobate in your immediate lives. But first, I'd appreciate it if y'all check out the t shirts in the description. Thank you. So, we're going to start this off by talking about the blessings of the saved man. All right, those that God favors. All right, we're going to look at Hebrews 12, verses 3 through 11. All right, it basically starts with do not grow weary. Consider him who endured from sinners such hostility against himself, so that you may not grow weary or faint hearted. In your struggle against sin, you have not yet resisted to the point of shedding your blood. And have you forgotten the exhortation that addresses you as sons? My son, do not regard lightly the discipline of the Lord, nor be weary when reproved by him. For the Lord disciplines the ones he loves, and he chastises every son whom he receives. It is for discipline that you have to endure. God is treating you as sons. For what son is there whom his father does not discipline? If you are left without discipline, in which all have participated, then you are illegitimate children and not sons. Besides this, we have had earthly fathers who disciplined us, and we respected them. Shall we not much more be subject to the Father of spirits and live? For they disciplined us for a short time as it seemed best to them, but he disciplines us for our good, that we may share his holiness. For the moment all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. All right. Now that's the advantage of the saved man. We have a father to guide us. All right. We have access to wisdom. Now what makes this funny is how society try to take us away from this with comic book characters and manga characters in some cases. Okay. Wanting us to be superheroes and all this type of stuff. I would rather be a prophet. Okay. And I highly recommend y'all read, especially the Old Testament to see what the prophets had access to. Now, you can even look up the 12 disciples. Okay, they was awesome as well. But just look at the stuff, like stuff that Elijah was doing in his protege. All right, awesome stuff. And this is what they endured, okay, to become prophets. Okay, so just think of Goku training. Okay, instead of just to fight Frieza, he's walking around healing people and reviving them from the dead. It's the same concept. All right, so let's look at the inverse of this. All right, and this is going to be in Romans 1:28. And I'm just going to read this one part of it, of God delivering people over to reprobate minds. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient. Now, let me see if I can find the part before that. All right, because he didn't just turn them over for no reason. Like how people, they want you to think that God doesn't hate people. Okay, if he hates somebody, he hates them for a reason. All right, let me see if I can find it. All right, so Romans 1:25, I'm going to start from there. Who changed the truth of God into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause God gave them up to vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise, also the men leaving the natural use of the woman burned in their lust towards one another, men with men working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was met. Now remember, he didn't just say, "Ooh, I don't like you." These people work towards God hatred. Okay, now let's look at the father discipline the sons. All right, when you're under your parents' house, you have to do what they tell you to do. Otherwise, you get kicked out because you're unruly. And this is exactly why God turned his back on those people that are reprobates. They were just unruly. All right. You're not fit to be in this house and not listen to what the Father says, for you are of the Father. Therefore, you shall be doing what your Father approves of and what honors your Father. All right. Then, if you want to take this into another concept, all right, you reap what you sow. All right. If you're doing things that let's take this into the relationship. You and a woman, if she's doing things, all right, that you like, she's going to receive you. Your penis is going to enter into her vagina. All right. And therefore she's going to bear one of your kids. All right. And it's going to be a spitting image of you. Now, everybody gets their own free will and all this type of stuff, but each one of your kids, when they line up with you, people are going to see, oh, that's your son, that's your daughter. All right. Versus these people that are reprobates. They was having an affair. They was doing things that was not God. Therefore, they was not taking him into them. All right. And what happened to them was, you know, they bared somebody else's child, which was Satan's child. All right. Therefore, he's not going to sit up there and raise another man's kids. And therefore, any chick with some sense should not want that to happen. They would want the daddy to be the one raising. They wouldn't try to put him off on nobody else. And guess what? God said, you're not putting it off on me. Y'all stuck. You deal with it yourself. Okay, that's the worst situation to be in. All right. Which brings me to this. How can you tell who's a reprobate in your immediate lives? Okay, you can pretty much tell this by whether or not they're receptive to wisdom or just the truth in general. All right, because reprobates naturally try to bury the truth. Like if you're commenting on a random post or something, and you just notice that whenever you talk about something, you get attacked by 1,000 people. Those are reprobates. All right. They're trying to distract people from what you're saying. Reprobates are narcissists. Narcissists know how the world works. Now, despite how dumb they are, they're very wise to the way Satan's world works because they are Satan. All right. So they know people care for the drama more than they care about what was said. Okay. But the wise is going to see what is said, and that's all they're going to focus on. That's a good comment. Okay, they're not going to be looking at a 25 or 250 responses to what you're saying unless it's all in agreement. Okay, they can care less about the drama. All right, that's to take the average person away, because everybody loves stupid stuff like reality TV and soap operas and etc. All right. And they are most likely reprobates if they can just get drawn away like that. Okay, you're not finna take my people. I'm taking my people back. That's basically what they're doing right there. Anybody that is not receptive to anything truthful or good is reprobates. Now, going back to how they say that God is like your father disciplining you. All right, he's steering you in the right direction. You do something stupid. That's not right. Okay. You don't like it. Okay, that's why things are harder for the righteous. Okay. That's why things are harder for the righteous. Now you get comfortable. Okay. But ass whoopings hurt. All right. But you also make a choice to listen to this discipline, which is why God rewards you with the fruitfulness of the righteousness. All right, let's see exactly how they said it in the Hebrews. Yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. Okay, yeah, that's why you get that. Okay, and you stuck through it. That's and that's why God loves your character, because you could have just said, "Oh man, this is too hard. Why not just have things easier like the reprobates?" Okay, society treats them way better. They don't give them no conflict. They can say anything, and they're gonna always have 1,000 people to agree with them. They're gonna always get support. Versus you struggling to get support. Okay, you can still prosper, but it just usually be more difficult unless you can find more people that is, you know, godly. All right, take it to the dating game. You get more pussy when your standards are low. Okay, versus you having high standards. Okay, you're gonna touch less. You're like, Okay, I'm not touching this until I get what I want. I want what I want. You keep these fat chicks away from me. Okay, I want what I want. I want vagina. I don't play that gay stuff. All right, versus reprobates. It's pretty much a buffet over there. They just do whatever the heck they want to do. Okay, and you also have to think that when the righteous is saying something about something, one of the first things reprobates do is try to say, "You must not have a girlfriend. I bet you don't get none." They'll try to come at you like that, which pretty much proves my point. Okay, all right, because it's always been an attack. Nice guys finishing last and etc. That's what it always been about. Okay, if they hear you say one thing, one of the first ways they're gonna try you is, "Do you have a girlfriend? I bet you're single." Okay, all right. And the fruit, the peaceful, let me see how they said it in Hebrews again. The peaceful fruit of righteousness to those that have been trained by it. So you're bound to get you some decent women by enduring, going without. Okay, by enduring not dealing with chicks that you don't really care for. Okay, because if you dealt with them, you get the fruit of, stupidity. Okay, you end up having a kid by a woman you don't like. Okay, and then she's torturing you for the rest of your life. The child support, the kids may even turn against you. Why even put yourself through that? Okay, because it's the easy way out. Ooh, I get the nut. You can beat your meat. That's even better. Okay, you don't got to pay your hand child support. All right, and that's one of the main reasons why people even try to ridicule ways men could, get orgasm. You ever notice that when people talk about dudes masturbating, they try to make it seem like it's loser stuff. Okay, but if a chick does it, they always hot. Okay, but for the most part, they'll just say she's selfish, but they don't really try to give her no loser stigma for this type of stuff. Okay, it's all to make you feel like you should just do something just so people don't talk about so you can make the wrong decisions with the wrong women. And the Bible is big on men in particular. Okay, it don't really put too much emphasis on chicks picking the wrong dudes, but men picking the wrong woman, it makes sure to tell you to not deal with Delilah. All right. Now let's get back on. Well, we are talking about reprobates because women are reprobates, which is why decent dudes have so many issues with them because they're not receptive to things that are righteous. Okay, that's the prime definition of a reprobate. Let's look up the Webster Dictionary definition. Hold up. And one of the definitions would be, the adjective morally depraved, unprincipled, bad. All right, let's look up the other one. A depraved, unprincipled, or wicked person. Is that not what you see chicks as on a regular basis? Okay, and of course the rainbow zombie, that goes without saying. Everything they do is disgusting. Now they do some stuff that's just so disgusting. Okay, that you wouldn't even tolerate it back in the day. Okay, they talk about licking dudes, a-holes and stuff. Okay, People would not, back in the day, people wouldn't even sit next to somebody that did stuff like that. Now chicks is doing. That's just something chicks do. They toss salads now. They don't make any sense. Reprobates. Okay. All right. And you know what else makes the reprobate doomed is the fact that they can't even correct themselves. Okay. Now, once again, when we're doing something wrong, God, oh, you're doing something wrong. Okay. A lot of times God is, more kind than that anyway. He'll just basically put it in your head. That's a mistake, right? You know what? Maybe I need to rethink that. Okay. You're given the keys. The keys is there. You're free. The truth shall set you free. They're not going to be free, okay, because they don't have the truth and they cannot be receptive to the truth. So hopefully this video not only gives you more of a blueprint to peep who may be a reprobate in your life, but hopefully it makes you more content, okay, with what's going on in your life as well. Okay, the struggles, the hardships. Okay, the fact that you get to sit and ponder things that is difficult. It's a blessing. And I guess I'm going to end this here. And this has been the Negro Ninja, bringing you your Negro message for today. Negro out.